Tony, is there any positive news on the injury front going into this game? And in particular, how's Kieran Westwood?
Kieran's had a scan and he's got a grade 2 tear, which will be a couple of weeks.
Is anybody else available who wasn't previously available for this game?
Yeah, Harris is available. Obviously, his 3-game suspension has finished, so he comes into contention for tomorrow.
What are your thoughts on what you've seen so far in these first 2 games?
The lads have been brilliant. They've worked really hard. They've tried to embrace what we're trying to do. I think everybody can see that we need to strengthen certain areas without a question of a doubt. But the players who are here at the moment have been fantastic in their attitude and their commitment to put the effort and the work in. And like I said, they've played 2 games. Almost a full match at Preston with 10 men, and they never stopped. And then the performance at Swansea, especially first half, was very, very good. And we've got to get through a period of very, very tough games now coming up, starting tomorrow with Stoke, and try and glean as many points as we possibly can until hopefully we get important players fit. Important players back in the team, and maybe hopefully strengthening certain areas when the window opens.
You were linked this week with Ahmed Musa, the former Leicester striker. What are the chances of getting somebody in the meantime who's maybe a free agent out there?
No, we're trying everything to behind the scenes to try to get what we think will help us. To try and get players in who haven't been registered during this period is difficult. Most of the players are registered, but there might be players who are registered with other clubs or are doing stuff at the moment, who come out of contract when the window shuts and then reopens. So we are working hard to look to see what is available, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if we can manipulate and work the market well, then and if it's right, we'll try and do it.
What are you expecting in this next game against your old club, Stoke?
No, it's been a tough time over the past few years. There's a few managers passed in and out of those doors, and that happens. It's part of the evolution, really. I think of sometimes of clubs who have been relegated. It's a fabulous club. I've got so many great memories about what happened there, and I was very privileged. And I'll say this: to have worked for the Coates family, Peter, John, Denise, the people who've put the money into that football club and built the football club are just wonderful people. We're just talking about them upstairs. And, the stories I can tell you about Peter and the family, are just wonderful. They've been very successful in the business that they've set up. But their love for the football club is there for everybody to see. And they put millions into that football club, and I've put millions and millions into that football club. And the supporters were fantastic supporters. They were absolutely wonderful to me when I was there. The majority of them really, really appreciate the fact that they are fortunate to have such a wonderful owner and owners, that will always look after that club.
This week it's been revealed that some fans will be allowed back into certain grounds, depending on what tier you were in. There's a chance when you go to Norwich that there could be some Norwich City fans in that ground. Is that just generally good news that any fans can come in, or does it create any kind of an unfair advantage that some clubs can and some clubs can't?
I think there's always going to be, and we've talked about the north-south divide. There's always going to be people who are going to be happy with it and not happy with it. There's going to be people who see it as a disadvantage. I just hope it's the next step towards eventually getting people back in stadiums. And if Norwich have got, 4,000 people in there when we play them, it's a big stadium, Norwich. It's 4,000 people going to make that much difference. It's hope and pray that it'd be nice before the end of the season that we can get Hillsborough reopened again, and we can get it, or get as many people in there as we possibly can. But the most important thing is the health of the nation, and looking after the people who are vulnerable to this awful virus.
Finally, from me, we're going to speak to Callum Patterson later today. Nearly a week on now. What do you make of the incident that happened at Preston North End, and have you had a chance to speak to Callum about it?
No, not at all. I don't really want to get involved in that. I think it's what the lad did was ridiculous, really. And did he do it for Callum to react, and then try and get the kid sent off? Did he? That's the only reason I can think he's done it. But it's ridiculous. It's something that shouldn't happen in professional sport. And fingers crossed, we won't see it again. I think Callum's reaction was absolutely fabulous, by not reacting back to the lad. Patterson's been a big shining light in the 2 games we've played. He's been outstanding for us, and he'll have a big part to play, I think, over the next few months for this football.